the church is be steadfast.
All right.
Somebody say, hold what you got.
Hold what you got.
What you got. He said, be steadfast. Steadfast means to be consistent, firmly fixed or established. Paul says, be firm and be strong, confident in your faith. He says, don't get caught up with the strifes and the temptations or the cares of life. He says, don't let what you're seeing and hearing seduce you and pull you away from the faith of the gospel. Not only does he tell us to be steadfast, but then he encourages us to be unmovable. Looking up unmovable, basically what I found is that it was basically a stronger expression of being steadfast. So he says, be steadfast and unmovable. Basically what he's telling us is to be spiritually grounded. A steadfast person knows what he believes and cannot be tossed back and forth by every wind of teaching. An unmovable person can hear false teaching. He can engage the doubters, but still defend the truth without his or her faith being shaken. The reality is Paul is concerned, and he has expressed his concern to the church. He knows that even those that he sat down and personally taught have become subject to being victims of deception.
That's it.
The text here, 1 Corinthians, is saturated with discouragement on behalf of the people. And it's important that you are aware of this discouragement when you are on your post. There's some circumstances that you experience or you witness that may be enemy provoked and designed to discourage you, but God says that even though they make you feel like a doormat, don't stop doing what you're doing.
That's right.
Even though there'll be times that they get on your nerves and that they push your buttons like a doorbell. He says, don't let anything or anyone move you. If the people choose to talk about you and call you stubborn, he says, make sure that it's because you are stubbornly devoted to God. This way, the circumstances that the people don't distract you from his work. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, around verse 19, it talks about the problems that are in the church. Paul says God's purpose for allowing these things to occur is to manifest those who are approved. Difficulties in the church provide an opportunity for the Christians to demonstrate that they are genuine followers of Christ.
Come on.
Paul says not only do we have to be steadfast and unmovable, but he goes on and he says always abounding in the works of the Lord. In other words, Paul says be engaged in doing the will of God, promoting his glory and advancing his kingdom. Abounding here, it means to exceed a fixed number or measure, to go overboard, to go over and above. I'm wondering if I have anybody here who has ever worked with somebody who did just enough to get by. Somebody say lukewarm Christian. In Revelation, God talks about this lukewarm attitude of the church, and he says neither cold nor hot, but he says I will spit out.
Spit him out. That's what he said.
He says I'll spit out my mouth. Paul here, he says be diligent and excel in your work. In other words, show that you care. Show that you have the conscience to do the work that you have been assigned. The work of the Lord in the text refers to those things that God requires of us. The appropriate duties that we have when it comes to advancing his kingdom. Paul says, for as much as you know, not only you know it because somebody told you. It's not a matter of going by what somebody told you or what you heard. Paul says, get to a place where there is a deep conviction that the gospel is true. There's a difference in working with, in the work ethics of a person who believes in the mission he's tasked with compared to one who's doing it because he was told to do it. There's a difference there. Paul says that it's important that in the work that you're doing, the work that you're doing, do it and knowing that you are working for a person who's number one, real. For what he represents is true. And the goal that he has promised can be reached. It's amazing how Paul starts out in 1 Corinthians with a problem. And he finishes with the promise.
Uh-huh.
After he tells you to be steadfast.
Uh-huh.
Now, he talks about us being unmovable.
Unmovable.
He talks about always abounding in the word
Uh-huh.
of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
We understand that we are mistaken for doormats and doorbells and doorknobs.
Yeah.
Mother will explain.
Yeah.
And all the things that we have been mistaken for, Paul says, in the end, know that your labor
It's not.
not in vain.
All right.
In the Lord.
Yeah.
This is the motivator for the entire verse. He says, stand firm.
Stand firm.
Yeah. Don't let anything move you. Go above, over and beyond your responsibilities to God. And in the end, he says there is a reward.
That's right.
So the reality is what you're doing, you're not doing it for nothing. Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10, it says, for God is not unjust so as to overlook your work.
Yeah.
And the love that you have shown for his name in serving the saints as you still do. Usher Union, the works of love done for the glory of Christ are done to his saints for Christ's sake. From time to time, as God gives occasion, are evident marks of a man's salvation. So, if I can help you as I guide you to your seat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
Come on. Come
If
on.
I can help you
Yeah.
as I pass
Yes.
you a box of tissue.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I can cheer you up with a word or a song, then my living
We're not.
will not be in vain.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a doorkeeper.
Come on.
Let the preacher preach. For how can a man hear without the preacher?
Yeah.
Let the deacon pray for the fervent, effectual